Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered, and this time we're taking a look at the 1998 Mitsubishi Pajero Mini Sport. Bring back the Pajero Mini Sports to Gran Turismo. This is a fantastic vehicle. This is the sort of stuff I think about when I think of the true greats of Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is not about your McLaren F1s and your Chaparral 2Js. It's about stuff like this. Normal, basic, economy boxes that you'd never think would be in a racing game, and they just are, and that's why Gran Turismo 2 is and will always be my favourite. Pajero Mini Sport, I love this thing. It comes in two-tone, it has a wing, it has a spare tyre on the back, it has the free mirrors. It's glorious. It's so glorious, in fact, that this game has two of them. There's the 97 Pajero Mini VR2, and then this one. I believe this one might actually be a slightly newer generation of Pajero to the old one, because the old one had a completely different front fascia. It even had a bull bar on it. Now, in case you're curious of the difference between a VR2 and a Sport, fully upgraded, it actually goes in favour of the VR2. VR2 has 5 more horsepower and weighs 16 less kilos. There you go. But then again, the Pajero Mini Sport has Sport in its name, and that must count for something. I suspect this is going to be quicker just based on the passage of time, but we will see. Obviously not expecting this to light the world on fire, but it will make my heart slightly warmer because it is the Pajero Mini Sport. Just look at it. Absolute legend. I love it. Four-wheel drive, 175 horsepower, 864 kilos. One thing I did notice, in arcade mode, each car has a car class like A, B, C, and D. Oh, sorry, A, B, C. There is no D. This car was B class. I don't think I ever see a car B class. They're either S, A, or C. Never B. So, you know, B means best. Yeah, let's go ahead and get on with it and see how the mighty Pajero Mini Sport gets along. Technically speaking, it is four-wheel drive. It is proper four-wheel drive as well, so should be good for the bumps here, you'd think. Anyways, to find out how the Pajero Mini Sport gets along, it is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak version, and while the Escudo may be based on a humble four-wheel drive, just as this is, that one has like 981 horsepower and is the Pikes Peak car, and set a time of 25.696, so this unfortunately won't be beating that, although Pajero Mini Pikes Peak Edition, add that to a list of cars that need to exist. The Mini VR2 set a time of a 32.861, so even in terms of key cars, not the quickest thing in the world, but still, you know, considering what this is, I mean, it's quicker than a Minica PJ, a Nissan Cube, a Mazda AZ1, yes, really. So, you know, opportunities arise. I think this is a genuine 5-speed manual as well, actually, because the automatics of these, don't ask me why I've been researching these recently. The automatics, I think, were all 3 speeds, so for this to have at least 4 must mean there is a 5th in there, or Gran Turismo's cocked up. We'll find out when we stop, because people get really angry when I check gears when we're already halfway through the running. What I love most about this is it makes a little whooshing sound towards the top end of the rev range. That is fantastic. That noise there, it sounds like it's got a mini supercharger on it. I don't think these are supercharged. I'm almost certain these are turbocharged from factory, hence the hood scoop. But yeah, it does sound supercharged, which is quite cool, it does have to be said. As I suspected, quite good on the bumps. It actually is one of those cars where it feels a lot quicker than it actually is going, which is interesting. Not one of those key cars that's a little bit about sort of maximising where you can deploy the power, but because this, you know, usually in cars like this, when I say that, I'm like literally having to drive constantly aware that like any mistake could be the end of it. This actually feels like it's got a little bit more pep in its step than most key cars do, so you can actually sort of afford to occasionally make a mistake in this, and you can almost get away with it. Definitely think third gear is the case for that final corner. Come on, Pajero Mini. Not going to be the quickest key car, but it is going to be one of the legends of this course. I don't even know if it's worth shifting to second. I'm just doing it because I don't think there's enough power in it. I mean, we'll take that 32.392. Didn't feel like a perfect lap, which is usually what I aim for in the key cars, but to be honest with you, like I said, it doesn't actually feel all that slow, so maybe we got away with it, who knows. Look at it go around the track. What a happy little four-wheel drive vehicle. It is great. Absolutely marvellous. I love this thing. It looks purposeful and leaning. Leaning a lot. Yeah, I suspect there is... if you kept going round and round and round, there's probably 0.1 in there. In a car like this that doesn't make much power, there's not much sort of room for margins to grow, so that's one benefit of a vehicle like this. But yeah, a bit of a shame it wasn't quicker, because it would have beaten something very funny. But yeah, on the whole, good. A good fun car. I think that's the funniest key car I've driven in quite a long time. Not fast, but it actually felt like it had quite a bit of steam behind it. So yeah, very good. A 32.392 is going to place this into 518th place. Goes in between an Aston Martin DB6 and a Honda Del Sol. It is quicker than a Plymouth Cuda, quicker than a Suzuki Cappuccino, which means in turn it's quicker than the AZ1 and the Honda Beats, so quicker than all of them. It's quicker than a Move SR XX four-wheel drive, Mitsubishi Minica Dangan, Mercury Cougar, a Mini, an 82 Corvette, an Altezza AS200. It's really funny when you go down to this side of the leaderboard, because it's all the sort of key cars like the Pajeros and, you know, the lesser Starlets, the Z Turbos, and then you just see, like, randomly BMW 740i, which this is 0.4 quicker than. It's great. It's actually not much slower than the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, and that's a 700 horsepower super sports car. So, yeah, good on the... like I say, it's not the top tier of key cars. It's also, interestingly enough, 0.2 slower than the Daihatsu Terios Kid Aero down. But I suspect that's because that car had the aero down, if you know what I mean. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time. We're going to drive something a little bit less joyful, I feel. Until then, farewell.